Chapter 10 The Carpenter's Price. Jonas Reed's workshop stood near Greenhollow's western wall. The building leaned slightly to one side, but every chair, cartwheel and wooden chest outside it had been repaired with careful hands. Ethan found Jonas measuring a cracked table leg. The carpenter was a broad man in his late 40s, with sawdust in his brown hair and a leather apron covered in tool marks. Martha raised a hand. Jonas. He looked up. Martha. Ethan. His eyes moved toward the rolled paper under Ethan's arm. What broke? Nothing yet, Ethan said. I need something built before that changes. He spread the reinforced storage crate blueprint across the workbench. Jonas studied it in silence. His amusement quickly disappeared. He checked the measurements twice, then traced the raised wooden base with one finger. Where did you get this design? From a private trade source. That answer means I should stop asking. It means I can share the design, but not the source. Jonas examined the tight corner joints and internal dividers. This would keep cloth away from flow moisture. Grain too, if the seams were sealed. Can you build it? Yes. How long? 2 days. Ethan relaxed slightly. Then Jonas tapped the metal fittings drawn around the corners. If you find the iron. What is wrong with the village supply? Victor bought it. All of it. Brackets, nails, hinges and most of the iron straps. Martha frowned. Why would a merchant need that much hardware? Jonas gave Ethan a tired look. He doesn't. The answer was clear. Victor had begun blocking materials before Ethan could expand. How much would the crate normally cost? Ethan asked. Jonas calculated quietly. 9 copper for seasoned boards. 5 for iron fittings. 2 for sealing oil. 10 for my work. 26 copper. If the iron were available. Merchant's eye appeared. Name, Jonas Reed. Occupation, Carpenter Trust, 38%. Immediate commercial need, reliable paid work. Current concern, debt owed to Victor's store. Ethan glanced toward several unfinished stools stacked against the wall. How much do you owe Victor? Jonas's expression hardened. That is my problem. I'm not offering charity. 42 copper, Jonas said after a pause. For lumber and tools purchased last winter. Interest. 2 copper every month until it is repaid. That was nearly 60% yearly interest. Not illegal for an unsecured private loan, but dangerous for a village craftsman with irregular work. Does the agreement prevent you from working for me? No. Then why hesitate? Jonas looked toward the road. Victor's assistant visited yesterday. He said anyone helping the Moonlight General Store should not expect supplies from Victor's warehouses. Martha's voice became cold. That is a threat. It is business, Jonas replied bitterly. No, Ethan said. It is control pretending to be business. Jonas looked at him. Ethan pointed to the blueprint. I need 1 crate now. If it works, I'll need more later. How many? I don't know yet. Then you cannot promise steady work. I won't promise what I cannot guarantee. Ethan took out his ledger. I can offer 13 copper before construction and 13 after completion. You record the actual material cost. If the crate passes inspection, your workshop becomes my preferred supplier for this design. Jonas crossed his arms. And if Victor refuses to sell me iron? We find another source. There isn't one in Greenhollow. Then we use old iron. Jonas looked back at the blueprint. Reclaimed straps could work if they are not rusted. Do you have any? 4 pieces from a broken grain chest. How many do we need? 8. Martha spoke before Ethan could answer. Rowan has an abandoned hunting cart behind his house. Jonas shook his head. Cart straps are thicker. Can they be reshaped? With time. How much time? 1 extra afternoon. Ethan rolled the calculations through his mind. The guild inspector would arrive in approximately 3 days. The contract still had 6 days remaining. It was tight, but possible. Use the old iron, Ethan said. Jonas studied him. You are willing to pay 26 copper for a storage box. For a reusable business asset. It is still a box. It protects products worth more than the box. Jonas looked down at the blueprint again. Then he held out his hand. 13 copper in advance. Ethan shook it. Recorded and witnessed. Martha nodded. I witnessed it. Transaction recorded. Reinforced storage crate deposit, 13 copper. Remaining payment after completion, 13 copper. Current business funds, 251 copper. Jonas picked up the blueprint. I'll speak to Rowan about the cart. I'll come with you. You have a shop to reopen. Ethan paused. Jonas pointed toward the village center. Let the carpenter handle the wood. It was a simple statement, but Ethan understood the lesson. He could not personally control every part of the business. Bring me receipts for anything you purchase. Jonas snorted. You really are a guild merchant now. The Moonlight General Store reopened before noon. Martha removed the temporary closed notice while Lily swept dust from the entrance. 3 customers were already waiting. Ethan apologized and served them quickly. Soap. Rope. Salt. No long explanations. No complaints. The familiar sound of coins touching the counter eased some of the pressure in his chest. The shop was small, but it was alive. Lily stood beside the ledger with a piece of charcoal. Can I write the numbers? Only if you check them twice. She carefully recorded the first sale. 4 copper. And how much did the soap cost the shop? She thought for a moment. Less than 4. That is true, but accounts need exact numbers. Lily frowned at the page as though it had personally offended her. Ethan showed her the purchase entry. 2 copper cost. 4 copper sale. So we earned 2. Before other expenses. Her frown deepened. Business has too many numbers. Numbers stop people from lying to you. That changed her attitude immediately. She wrote the profit beside the sale. Martha watched from the herb shelf. You may have created a dangerous accountant. I hope so. The peaceful moment ended when a dark wagon stopped outside. Victor's assistant stepped down. He wore a clean grey coat and carried no goods. Ethan recognized him from Victor's shop. The man entered and looked around slowly. The Moonlight General Store appears busy. Did you need something? My employer heard you were purchasing construction materials. Your employer hears a great deal. Victor protects stable trade in this region. By buying every nail. The assistant's smile disappeared. Large merchants receive priority. Small shops should avoid projects beyond their capacity. Ethan remained behind the counter. My project is 1 storage crate. Today. The word carried the real warning. Today it was 1 crate. Tomorrow it might be a warehouse. Does Victor own Green Hollows Carpenters? Ethan asked. No. The Village Iron? No. The right to decide who trades with me. The assistant's jaw tightened. You are new here. Relationships matter. I agree. Ethan's voice stayed calm. That is why threatening Jonas was a mistake. For the first time, the assistant looked uncertain. Jonas owes Victor money. A debt does not make him property. Several customers had stopped pretending not to listen. The assistant noticed them. He lowered his voice. Victor can make business difficult for everyone around you. Then every difficulty will be recorded. Ethan touched the bronze license inside his shirt. Dates, prices, witnesses, agreements. The assistant stared at him. Ethan smiled politely. Was there anything you wanted to purchase? The man turned and left without answering. His wagon rolled away. Martha approached the counter. He will report every word. That was the purpose. You wanted Victor to know. I wanted him to know that pressure creates records. Ethan looked toward the customers. And witnesses. Jonas returned shortly before sunset. He carried 6 iron straps across one shoulder while Rowan followed with 2 more. The hunter dropped them beside the workshop wall. That old cart finally became useful. How much? Ethan asked. Rowan shook his head. Take them. I don't accept free supplies for business. They were rusting behind my house. They still have value. Rowan considered it. 2 copper. Ethan paid him. Local supply purchase. Reclaimed cart iron, 2 copper. Supplier, Rowan. Purpose, reinforced storage crate. Current business funds, 249 copper. Jonas examined the straps. Good iron beneath the rust. Can you finish on time? If nobody interrupts me. Ethan handed him the blueprint. I'll return tomorrow evening. Jonas gave him a flat look. I know where your shop is. Ethan took the hint and left. The next day passed quickly. Jonas cut the boards while Rowan helped straighten the heaviest iron straps. The village smith heated and bent the metal for a small fee included in Jonas's agreed material cost. Ethan stayed at the shop. He recorded sales. Restocked shelves. Checked the cooking pot. Answered customer questions about the winter blankets. They are coming, he told each family. He avoided promising an exact day until the order was secure. By evening, the crate stood in the center of Jonas's workshop. It was larger than an ordinary chest. The raised base kept it above the ground. Iron brackets strengthened each corner. The lid closed tightly, and a simple divider could be removed for larger goods. Jonas poured a cup of water over one corner. The liquid ran down the sealed wood without entering the crate. Ethan checked the joints. Price appraisal activated. Reinforced storage crate. Quality, good. Construction, local handcrafted moisture resistance, improved pest resistance, improved load safety, acceptable expected service life, 7 to 10 years. Market value, 34 to 42 copper. Jonas watched Ethan examine it. Well, it is worth more than I paid. That is usually what customers hope. Ethan handed him the remaining 13 copper. Transaction recorded. Reinforced storage crate final payment, 13 copper. Total crate construction cost, 26 copper. Current business funds, 236 copper. A system notification appeared. Short-term objective completed. Build 1 reinforced storage crate. Benefits unlocked. Safe textile storage, reduced moisture damage, reduced pest damage, local craftsman connection established. Workshop partner candidate added, Jonas Reed. Ethan placed one hand on the lathe. I want you to keep a copy of the measurements. Jonas looked surprised. This is your design. You built it. What are the conditions? You may produce crates for local customers. For orders using my exact reinforced design, record the materials and maintain the same quality. You are giving it away. No, I am creating a local product. Ethan pointed to the finished crate. If more farmers store grain safely, more goods survive winter. If more merchants need crates, you receive work. And what do you receive? A reliable carpenter. Jonas stared at him for several seconds. Then his expression softened. Preferred supplier. If the quality remains this good. He extended his hand. This time, Jonas accepted without hesitation. Moving the crate required Ethan, Jonas and Rowan. They carried it through Greenhollow as villagers watched from their doors. Lily ran ahead and cleared space in the Moonlight General Store's rear room. When the crate was finally lowered into position, she climbed onto a stool to inspect the lathe. The winter treasure chest. Jonas looked at Ethan. Treasure chest. Long story. Ethan checked the floor beneath it. Dry. Stable. Secure. Bulk trading appeared. Registered delivery storage detected. Reinforced storage crate available. Textile safety rating, good. Standard wool blanket bundle quantity, 5 purchase price, 125 copper. Confirm purchase. Ethan looked at his ledger one final time. Current funds, 236 copper. After the purchase, 111 copper would remain. The protected business reserve would survive. The cooking pot was ready. The crate was ready. The guild inspection was still 2 days away. Confirm. Golden light crossed the system screen. Bulk purchase confirmed. Standard wool blanket bundle, 5. Cost, 125 copper. Delivery destination. Moonlight General Store reinforced storage crate. Estimated delivery, before sunrise. Current business funds, 111 copper. The order was complete. Ethan closed the shop early. Martha and Lily returned home while he remained behind to prepare the storage room. He cleaned the crate twice. Checked the lock. Moved the iron pot beside it. By midnight, nothing had happened. Ethan sat behind the counter with his ledger open. The building creaked in the cold wind. Then a faint sound came from the rear room. Not an explosion. Not magic thunder. Only the soft weight of folded cloth settling inside wood. Ethan opened the crate. 5 thick wool blankets rested inside. Each was wrapped in plain brown paper. He examined them one by one. Standard wool winter blanket. Quality, good normal value, 28 to 35 copper condition, new. Supplier record, private system exchange declared purchase value, 25 copper each. 5 blankets. Safe. Affordable. Ready for inspection. For the first time since accepting the contract, Ethan allowed himself to breathe. A knock struck the front door. 3 sharp blows. Ethan closed the crate immediately. Who is it? Merchant Guild Courier. Ethan opened the door carefully. A young rider stood outside holding a sealed document. Urgent notice from Riverside. Ethan broke the blue guild seal. The message was short. Temporary textile verification order. A large quantity of winter blankets has been reported stolen from a private Riverside warehouse. Until the investigation is completed, merchants presenting newly acquired blankets must provide verified proof of origin. Unverified goods may be seized for inspection. Order effective immediately. Ethan read the notice twice. The blankets had appeared less than an hour ago. Someone in Riverside had already created a legal reason to seize them. The courier looked toward the rear of the shop. Guild inspection is the day after tomorrow. Ethan folded the notice. Who reported the theft? Westmurray Household Trading. The same company that had emptied Riverside's warehouses. Ethan closed the door after the courier left. Behind him, 5 perfectly legal blankets waited inside the reinforced crate. But legality was no longer enough. Now he had to prove where they came from, without revealing the merchant system.